talk about it.
Yeah, all right. Meeting location.
Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. This is the North Oakland Transportation Authority Board meeting. It's also our Truth in Taxation budget meeting. Today is Thursday, August 17th, 2023, and we're at the NOTA offices for the meeting. So I would ask at this time to have Lynn call a roll call, please, for attendance of the members.
Sure. McDonald?
Here.
Brakefield?
Here.
Cyrowski?
Here.
Flood?
Here.
Curtis?
Here.
Pearson?
Here.
Waffles excused. Rougeau? Hearn? Payne?
Here.
Couch is excused. Barnett is excused.
Okay, we do have a quorum. So we will move on to respects for the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the board has before it an agenda for today.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
It's going to be one of these days, is
Any questions on the motion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries. The agenda is approved. Next item is approval of the minutes. The board received them in the packet. Are there any questions, changes, corrections? If none, a motion, well, we'll do the June minutes first. My apologies. The 15th. Are there any questions, changes, or corrections on the June minutes, the June 15 meeting minutes?
I move to approve the June 15th, 2023 minutes as presented.
Support.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve the June 15th meeting as presented. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. We also had a special meeting on July 31st. Are there any questions, changes, or corrections on that, those minutes? If
Move to
none,
approve the July 31st, 2023 minutes as presented.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of July 31st. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion to approve them, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Lynn, you're on center stage.
Would you like me to read it, or do you want to receive and file, and I can add to it, or what is your preference?
What's the pleasure of the board? Do we want to waive the reading?
I've read it.
File.
Receive and file. I just have a couple things I wanted to some add-ons, other than what I had here, is that you should check out our new minivans in the garage. They came in. It's a new style for us. It has 2 seats in the back, and it has a ramp, a manual ramp that comes out. They're really nice. So that's kind of exciting. And the excavation of the trees, it was done this week. So if you want to go to the back to see where the progress is, it's kind of fun to see that. And I know in my last paragraph, I kind of was saying about what I was anticipating for Oakland County millage revenue budget. It was adjusted slightly, which I can get into when we get into the budgets, because it was a little bit higher than what I had put in originally. That's all that I have. Thank you.
Okay. Is there a motion to receive and file the director's report?
So moved.
Second. Okay. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion to receive and file the director's report, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Moving on then to public comments. Hearing none, we'll move up.
I just have
Oh.
one. Cody said he was the very first person to ride in the new bus.
Oh, really? One of the new
Nigel
ones?
picked him up, and he said, "It's different, Dad." So that's all I.
In a good way?
Yeah,
I
he was.
assume?
It's just that he's
Yeah.
always. He just said they don't have a step on them yet.
We have a portable step that we ordered.
Okay,
And
so,
yeah.
but he said they're different. They're not like what he used to rattle down the road on. So.
Yeah, people are really liking them. They're good response, because I think they can communicate good with the driver because they're close, and it's yeah, I think overall it's going to be a nice vehicle. Excited about it.
Thank you for that comment. We'll move on to the public hearing. At this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to open the public hearing for truth in budgeting.
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second?
Support.
Okay, can we have a roll call for that, please?
McDonald?
Yes.
Wakefield?
Yes.
Cyrowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Okay, we are now in the public hearing. Are there any comments? I see no public present. Is there anything that we need to deal with before we move into approvals?
No?
Okay. Lynn has,
You have to
In-
close the
Yeah.
public hearing
Oh,
first,
okay.
okay.
and then we can open
Okay.
up
Oh, that's the
RSA.
closest public, sorry,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I kind of know that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, forgot about that too.
Okay, so we'll go through the motion again to close the public hearing.
So moved.
A second.
Okay, to close the public hearing for truth in budgeting. Okay, could we have a roll call for that as well?
Sure, McDonald?
Yes.
Wakefield?
Yes.
Cyrowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Okay. Now we can move into the approvals. I started to say, Lynn has taken what we've directed her as far as we're not levying the NOTA budget. So we technically, even though we're not, we have to have the hearing regardless, because we do have a millages to consider. So we need a motion and a second, or we need a motion approved to approve levying 0 mills for the 2024 authorized NOTA millage rate.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. That's an easy one.
Bruce and I'll go down.
If there are no questions on the motion, we'll have a roll call on that, please.
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Wakefield?
Yes.
Cyrowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Okay, then moving on to the adjusted, the 2023 budget that we are currently operating under. We need a motion to approve the 2023 adjusted NOTA budget per the amendments that Lynn gave us in the package.
I move to approve the amended budget for 2023 with revenues and expenses at $4,452,925.
Support.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, could we have a roll call for that as well, please, Lynn?
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Wakefield?
Yes.
Cyrowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Very good. Next item for consideration is the 2024 budget being proposed. Lynn, do you want to give us a little background on that?
I do,
And then we
yes.
can take some questions from the board.
Sure. So for the '24 budget, there's a couple new things that were built in from '23. One is this LBO funding, it's local bus operating. Up until now, we've been kind of fighting, trying to get this funding for a while. It's funding that I think SMART has been receiving on our behalf, using our expenses. And it's a match grant that basically matches, I think, 29% for urban dollars and 34% for non-urban. We're majority in rural area, so I conservatively did an estimate of 30% of the budget, just to estimate. This is a new process for us, but we did meet with Ryan, who is the Chief Financial Officer of SMART. He came here and is going to be applying for us on behalf for next year. He said we were not able to get it for the '23 year, but we're going to apply for that. So that's adding 1.8 million is my estimate based on the proposed budget. This may fluctuate. I don't know all the details really about doing the actual budget. We haven't gotten that far. All we've done is I've given him like this type of estimate and rough numbers, but there's a lot of paperwork and whatnot that has to go through with that. So that's a new one. The other adjustments that I took into account for next year is more of the expansion. So So what I've built into the budget for next year is, for NOTA's currently has 20 routes. In '23, I've estimated to bump our routes up to 23 routes. So we'll have 23 routes for NOTA area this year. And I've budgeted for '24 to have 27 routes. So we'll increase it by 4 routes for NOTA territories only. And then for the expanded territories, for '23, I have budgeted 5 routes for the expansion territories. That's kind of what the minivans will be kind of, or it may not just be the minivans, but we'll have 5 additional routes for those based on demand for this year. And then for '24, we will go up to 15 routes as far as the expansion. So when we met with Oakland County the first time, we had originally budgeted 2 routes for the expansion for this year, and I felt like we were encouraged to increase those numbers. So that's why I came back and said, well, we'll do 5 and go up to 15. And this is still a waiting game. I've given this to Eli Cooper at the Transit, Oakland County Transit, but he has to go through all his budget processes in order to get it passed. So this is just a preliminary places as far as what we're estimating based on what our conversation was. So I've built that model based on what he was wanting, but again, it has to go through the Oakland County approvals for both the '23 adjustments for the increase and also the '24. So
Our budget needs to be approved by Oakland County?
well, this millage amount that
The
we're
amount we
putting
get-
in,
The amount we get from
that has to be
county.
approved. So that, and this is what I'm estimating, but, so we might have to come back at the end of the year if there's a different amount with an adjusted budget. But those are what I'm requesting for Oakland County.
And Lynn, explain to the board, as you explained to me before the meeting,
Yes.
how the process, how did we come to the figure that we're seeing for Oakland County millage? That wasn't directed, or was that directed by them? Or was that from us to them, saying that if you want our services, this is what?
Right. He asked me to come up with what we thought we could do. And I said, well, with the original amount that you had given us, we can do what we promised, those 2 additional routes. And so he said, well, if you could do more, we would like it if you did more. So that's why I came back and redid it with the additional routes. And that's why I'm asking for another $589,631 for this year to supplement. That would purchase 7 additional minivans for this year. And it would be the extra like 200 hours of driver time that we would be putting in for this year, and it also would cover some cameras for the new vehicles. So I've outlined that in a memo as a budget amendment to Eli, and it's with him right now. There is just to let you know, Eli has been amazing to deal with. He's a big advocate for, I believe, the smaller agencies, which I'm was really happy to hear. I feel like the relationship with SMART's a little bit more.
Good.
Yes. So they're having, and so he's, I think, having more of a battle with SMART, and I feel like he's liking our openness and willing to work and willing to make changes, and I feel like he's really fighting for us. The expansion areas that were, as part of the service area that's been expanded is Brandon, Independence, and Springfield. So we've met with them. For this year, they are continuing with their existing operations. Brandon has 2, Independence has 6, and the idea was for us to supplement their service. And we've already signed up, I think we did, how many, 2 today from Independence? And so they're coming in. There's services that Independence couldn't serve, and we're meeting those needs. The issue, Eli just called right before the meeting, apparently Independence is fighting this, so they've gone to the commissioners to ask, because they want to expand. So he said, your request right now is going to be put on the burner until I can figure out. He said, I really think I'm going to go to my higher-ups and make sure that, no, we're not going to expand for Independence, we're going to expand to the authority, which is you, but I just have to work through the politics of all that. So there's a lot of you know, just politics of what
Do
the
we-
process is going to
Do we
be.
care one way or the other whether, I mean,
You know, it doesn't matter. To me, I think the message that Eli sent to them is if you want to maintain your current existing, go ahead, but it won't be covered by the Oakland County. You can cover it with your local dollars, and that would be fine, and we could easily supplement and take care of that if they want. That's kind of the message that I think Oakland County is giving them, that if you want to do your own service, go right ahead, but we aren't going to pay for it.
And I think, and Lynn and I talked about this before our last special meeting, and that was to the point that this would happen. I said, if these communities they'll let us supplement, but they want to keep their own operation, then they're gonna fight to get a piece of that money. And rightfully so. I mean, I think we would do the
right.
same
They're
thing.
paying 0.95,
So,
right?
yeah, so it's beyond our capability to control what they're doing, so we're gonna plan accordingly.
But it seems like Oakland County would like to see it more wrapped up in groups.
He said the less people, the better, you know, so it's just easier to deal with.
Well, the
Less-
redundancy of
right.
dispatch, storage, vehicles,
Absolutely,
et cetera, it's costly. I mean, look how long it took us to develop NOTA, and I say us dating back
Right.
over 20 years, so.
Right.
So I really don't think they know what they're getting into, and, but it's up to the county.
A lot of bumps and bruises along the way, but we want to maintain control
Yeah.
too, so I can see why they would.
Sure.
Well, I see their shortcoming on the area that
Right.
they can transport their people. Right now, they transport just in a little circle, and I don't think they're realizing that. I don't think they have the wherewithal or the vehicles to go in a farther area that we have expanded to now.
Right.
So,
So we've expanded out down to Big Beaver and across to Telegraph up to M59 all the way to the border of Springfield. So that's, the call today was for OCC, right? They wanted to go from Independence, and they said they couldn't handle that, and their hours of operation are limited, but I'm not sure where else they were going, but just somewhere else out.
Then to Updike and Square Lake Road
Okay.
for physical therapy.
All right. And they said that they had tried to get coverage through Independence and wasn't able to get it, so.
I've got a question. We're okay with Brandon, Springfield, but it's just Independence wants to kind
So
of.
Springfield and Independence right now are combined. So Springfield uses Independence for their service, so that's why they're tied together. In Groveland, we did kind of talk to Groveland. They decided they were going to go with WOTA because most of their rides are north and that area. So we originally weren't sure if they were going to split it, because right now it's split, but they decided they've made an agreement with WOTA, which is fine. Yeah, so I think.
I think that's great for
Yeah,
us.
I think so, too.
I mean,
Yeah, it saves us from driving all over the world. I'm looking at Groveland thinking, my goodness, what a long trip to pick up 5 people.
Right.
I've had to take a fire truck over there.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's,
one of the things I'd like to mention on the budget, especially the 2024 budget, is that the expansion, which Lynn has started to explain, and if you'll note, the number of employees, you know, and the number of buses is going up radically.
that's one thing I need to
As
say.
along with the coverage area.
Right.
So,
And just having, we've always been a small employer, and now, at the end of this year, we're going to be right at that 50 full-time equivalent border, right? So we're definitely going to be way into it next year. So that changes all your benefits for next year, which is why the benefits had to increase so much. So basically, if you're working 30 hours or over, you're going to be considered full-time.
Where on your budget does it show the employees, number of employees? Do you show
Right
it?
here.
Oh, on this other sheet?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
on that,
Yeah.
who's picking up all of that? The county understands that they're going to have
This
to
sheet
pick
here.
it up because
The long sheet.
they
I don't have a long sheet.
How come you didn't get one? I don't have this
do we
sheet.
have anything in writing from the county besides the check they sent us, you know, back in March? I mean, I'm not
Right. Right.
being
See it highlighted in the green there?
stupid about it, I don't think, but I mean, really, what,
We have a
do we have
3-year
any kind
we've-
other than the contract, we
Just-
don't
I've
have
looked at
any.
it.
And is this budget another year, 1-year budget, or there's no?
As far as I know, I think it's kind of evolving into finding out what the flow is until we get up and running. And I think it's also new that it's hard to to go much further because we're just developing and not even sure what the
Right.
need is and the growth, so I think
Well,
they're,
if Independence wins its independence,
then that's gonna change this
then
budget.
it's gonna change, it'll
Sure.
affect us as
Right.
well.
Right.
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 And we won't need as many vehicles, and, you know, it'll impact, like a
I think
domino.
we should plan accordingly, that if that, in the event that happens. And
Right.
by that, I mean, let's not overhire, let's not get too far
Right.
down the road. And maybe, my thinking was that the people that come on board would start at a rate that may not, it would be like the current rate and until they've either been here for a period of time. I'm just throwing it out there. Rather, I mean, it's great to have new employees on board and everything, but there is a back and forth. It might, administratively, it might make it easier for insurance purposes and all of that to not have that juggling going on right away. They come
Right.
in,
Right.
they work for a period, and then you make,
Make it just having like a 3-month time period or something, or just what time period are you? I don't know.
I
We
don't know.
we only have 9
I'm
full-time
throwing
employees
it out
right
there
now,
because
so-
we've talked before
Right.
about,
Right.
Oakland County required us to increase
Mm-hmm.
our amount for drivers, so I don't know how much they can drive us and tell us what we have to do.
Right now, we have a lower rate for drivers. It's $1 less. It's $19 until for 6 months.
6 months.
And then at 6 months, they go up to the $20.
Do we have a
Oh.
probationary period for new
Okay,
employees? How long
okay.
is that?
90 days?
90 days?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
That works.
yeah.
Okay.
This increase for the drivers and dispatchers for next year, is this, you said we were trying to keep in line with,
And that's what all the other agencies are doing.
Okay, I just
So
wanna make sure.
I just asked them what they were
What
doing,
is
so
the
it's
increase?
5%?
Yep.
I got a question.
Yes.
Just curious, how did you come up with the fuel cost with what's happened?
I know, it's just, well, and now we're gonna be getting our fuel center, so we're supposed to be saving some money with that too.
Oh.
So that, I'm hoping with that. I just based on an average that we spend on our routes times how many routes we've expanded to. So I just took
you just do the best you can.
best you can, yeah. And I'm hoping with the rates will be lower with this fuel center.
My question.
Go ahead.
My question was on expenses. You're gonna buy a snowplow and
Yeah, I saw
a
that.
salter for $30,000?
What was it? You had this stuff on that, right?
Yeah, actually, I was the one when Nigel did the specs, but it was my idea. So, we're looking at a utility vehicle, like a Kubota or a Kawasaki Gator or something like that. And with the plow, with the with the salt spreader on the back, about, I don't know what Nigel came up with, I was on vacation, but it was,
Yeah, he said it was about 30, so
Yeah.
that's why.
and
You
the
think that's-
reason,
you
the
think that's
reason
low?
for that is having,
I don't know.
having drivers in and out of here at 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Our contract, every year I've been here for 3 years in a row, they're here all different hours of the morning, as you all know, to salt. And we do have 60, 70, 75-year-old drivers, and we need that parking lot salted. And then also during the day, if there's not enough salt on it, we make a call and we wait forever. We need everything salted.
Okay.
Are you going through the MI bid for that?
We haven't even thought about it. They would just
Right.
put it in but yeah, we'd
What-
have to go through some kind of procurement.
So who's gonna
process.
operate it?
Myself or Nigel.
So
I live
you- So
locally.
you guys get here early enough to do that?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I agree with Jack, maybe Jack didn't, I think that looks a little on the high side.
No, I thought it was on the low side.
Okay, well, if it's on the low
If you're getting a
side,
truck, it's-
That's why
I've
it's
got-
in the ballpark.
I've got the Kawasaki, the big one with the blade, and I don't know what the salt spreader cost, but they're not $30,000. But if Jack thinks it's low,
How long ago did you buy it?
With the salt.
oh,
you have to buy.
I've had it now a while. Yeah,
The prices are ridiculous, has gone up ridiculously.
Because you gotta the salt too.
I'll
Plus we have by the side.
I'll just say that on the big storms, you're almost better to just get a pickup truck with a plow on it
Yeah.
than you are getting a gator and that's sometimes.
With the same salt spreader, that would work better.
All day out there with a
Yeah,
little.
you're gonna have a bigger parking lot now, and you're gonna heavy snow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Right.
much bigger parking lot.
Which, I might point out then, going along with Jack, if you get the pickup truck, it will be more.
Oh, yeah, definitely more,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But it might be more advantageous for
You
you.
need to evaluate what you're doing, how much property you have here.
Yeah.
The big thing's the salt. It's the salt, because the salt can be daily through the winter, especially with our roof and the vehicles coming in wet and things like that. The snow removal is not a daily occurrence. So that's why I was trying to think of, how do we do this saving money instead of spending the 80,000 for a pickup truck and the blade and salter and stuff? How can we save money? Because it's just spreading the salt is the big thing.
But you gotta get
More
a
than
plow
plowing.
before you salt.
Yeah, because I know what he's saying about big snowfalls throughout the year, but we had, last year was a good snow year, and we had maybe 4 with snowfalls of 10 inches or more. But overall, again, it's the salt daily, because if you get a little bit of melting, that goes into the parking lot, drivers are walking out there, we have to get the salt spread.
So maybe we should be looking at a two-part system where you have a contractor, although it really doesn't do you any good to have the salt capability if you don't have the plow.
Right.
We can't get a priority plower, somebody that's gonna guarantee that they'll come.
We can't, they have such a hard time getting employees. We're lucky to even get on this past year for snow removal.
The best you can do is have your own employees do it. That's the very best situation.
So then we're talking about purchasing a pickup truck and a plow
And a salter, yes.
for 6 months of the year.
Yeah, but,
But
you know,
you as a pickup truck,
yeah,
365 days a year.
Yeah.
Just
right.
take the blade off of it and use it for what you
Take
need.
the salt
We
out
did that
too.
over at the fire department for
But
years.
it also doesn't have to be a 2024 either. It could be a,
Could we contract with the township?
We don't have we contract it.
We
with-
contracted through our.
I
parks and
contract
rec.
too,
Our
it's
park
too
rep does
expensive for
that.
us to do
We
it.
don't wanna do
We
it.
don't have.
Talk to
Contracting's
the
the
fire
best.
But I
department.
think they would,
How about the fire department in Oxford?
They don't have, they contract.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
See, we contract, we've gone through this before, you know, the DPW, it costs you money, the DPW.
Because the townships don't have DPWs,
all right.
we contract all that kind of stuff.
We do Station 1 in Leonard. We plow it and salt it.
Yeah.
But it's not, no, that's, generally our roads are the first priority and then we do the fire department. But
we could motion to have Orion
I'm just
Township do
cautioning.
it.
I'm just cautioning.
well, let's see, this would be a private,
No,
This is
we're
dollars.
not.
I'm just cautioning you on the amount. I think it's a little low.
Okay.
yeah, I concur. I
All
didn't,
right.
well, that'd be like them coming to plow my driveway.
I actually didn't
What
see the specs.
what have you,
We were
have
just
you even put a bid
estimating.
out to see what a private contractor will do it for? I mean, this is big enough that it's worth the while to them.
Right.
Again, it's, to have them here on demand it's impossible. I hate that word, but
Right.
it is,
You
especially.
can't count on them to show up at 5:30 in the morning.
And we had some
Right.
falls last year. We had 3 people, you know, so it's just,
Yeah, don't work out.
especially with the older.
Next winter, you're gonna have to do something.
Amend your budget next year.
Exactly.
That's about it.
Trial and error, we'll see how it
Amend the
works.
budget next year, try the
Well,
30,000.
Yeah,
do we
we
want
can
to do
always-
the $30,000 thing, or do we want to just
Oh, I don't know.
go
That's-
all in and get
Well,
the truck?
isn't 30 what you budgeted this year for
Right.
it?
Jack
Oh,
says that
for
that
next
is
year.
low.
I did it for
He's
next
looking
year.
it up.
'Cause I wasn't sure.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
you know,
But
they'll
I
give
guess
you
I-
a quote all day if you.
I guess
I
that's
could put
my-
it for this year,
My
that's true.
question is,
Tornado,
Yeah.
UTV polyhopper spreader.
Yeah, I have it in for
landscape.
next year, but maybe I could put it for this year and get a bid out. I could do that.
Right.
They'll send you a quote.
Yeah.
So where are you
But
gonna
is that
store the
meant for,
salt?
like just long drives?
Because you're gonna have to buy salt and bulk.
He was talking about doing a pallet and just having bags of salt to do it that way and get a pallet of salt and.
problem is, in the weather, if it's outside, it gets buried.
Right.
It's
And yeah,
miserable
it's,
handling.
You know, it's
But
big.
it's gotta be
So-
inside.
You
So
could do
you
the
really-
pallet inside and then just have
Yeah.
it, and then have
Yeah.
bags of it. It's probably the
Yeah, and
easiest.
then you're
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I
indoors.
mean, I want to say the one
Which-
for the fire department lasted 12 years.
And then you want the truck to be ready
Yeah.
to use.
And
first thing
we
in the
used it
morning,
as a
so you don't
utility
leave it out in the
vehicle.
Parking lot.
Right, right.
So maybe, I don't know, do they allow carports?
Yeah.
One carport for vehicles
Sure.
outside? Something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Why don't we,
I had my tractor a long time.
I don't think anybody has any particular objection to budgeting
No.
for snow removal, et cetera. So let's maybe just ask Lynn and Mike to go ahead and investigate a
Get some
realistic,
research.
Sure.
But
equipment.
several of us feel as though the truck is the better choice.
Okay. Yeah, all right, we'll do some
Because
pricing.
those Kubotas or those little
Yeah.
machines, they're meant for long driveways and sidewalks and things like that.
Okay.
They're not meant for,
Okay.
You can use
Yeah.
it.
But you could put on there 25 shovels.
right. And this way you'll have it until.
And
With their
honestly,
average
in
age
your
of
spare
70,
time.
yeah.
I don't think the county can object to us having that capability, given the priority that
Sure.
we place on transportation now here in Oakland counties.
Right.
But you buy your salt from the county, right?
Yeah, I buy from the road commission.
If we decide to go a truck, we need to adjust it. The 30's not gonna do it.
Oh, well, no,
Right.
and that's why I'm saying, we're just kind of let this one go by, let them do some work, and then come back.
Yeah. We're gonna have to amend the budget
Just-
anyway,
right,
so
right.
there's
Again,
other
just
things.
cautioning you,
Right.
and we buy our salt from the school.
Well, you buy it bagged, or, yeah, see, that's the thing, is if you're gonna have salt, you're gonna have some place to put it, that's
Right.
the
Yeah,
thing.
but you're not gonna put salt in that new truck, so that's out. Mike, no salt in that truck. Get your bags. It'll be gone, right. I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
I was thinking about talking with Don over at the village,
Yeah.
and they keep it on the corner here, I think, right?
I think it's in that building over
Over
here.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we potentially could pay it from them, just go over there, fill it up,
Oh,
and
there
come
you go.
over. Maybe we could do that. That would be,
Yeah,
and just
that's what
pay
the
it.
fire department does
That would be
with us,
great.
yeah.
Especially if we don't have to hold.
Load some on the back of Lynn's car.
Yeah, open up the hatchback.
Do the George Spencer house.
So we can just-
But are we okay then? We'll just,
We're gonna leave it right there and just,
Yeah.
Yeah,
leave-
you can amend your
for now.
budget later. I
Amend
there's
it.
no sense playing with
Okay.
this twice
Right.
more, so.
Lynn, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Is that 6,599,000, is that what you're looking at? For your-
Yes, for 2024,
That's the amount?
yes.
So, I mean, on the raises, I know that I'm watching the CPI. You know, we have one more month after this, and then the government will come out
Yeah.
with the CPI, you know, the price index, and they're, right at the moment, I mean, I know you're budgeting 5%, but at the moment, they're only saying we're gonna just get above 3%, 3.7 at the max. So I'm just
Right.
wondering, I mean, we don't, just because we budget, we don't have to give that, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our healthcare is based on
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I know the core inflation for the last 12 months has been 4.8, ending in July. But, yeah, but obviously the COLA or whatever, if you're talking about the cost of that's a little different,
They
right?
still, once we get
Right.
August and then we have September,
Yeah.
and then they'll know.
It
by
started out high
October
and it's kind of
15th.
been kind of.
that.
But we're also tied into the Oakland County, all the groups in the Oakland County. And we were trying to keep the drivers and dispatchers at the same rate that the WOTA and,
OPC.
yeah, OPC and all of them are paying their drivers, because we don't want any people jumping ship to go to these other places.
So it
Well,
kind
I
of
hope
depends
that
on
they
every county.
consider the same thing I'm talking about, that's
Sure.
all I mean.
well, if you
Yeah.
consider
It won't be long.
the area that NOTA is proposing to cover and provide transportation services, we're still a bargain compared to most of our competitors.
Right.
So,
but if we leave it at 5, that'll give Lynn a little bit of a bargaining power. So say it's 3.7, we can leave it at 3.7 unless
The rest of the.
the rest of them are
There's no-
5. Then you can-
No, I mean, we don't know. I mean, it may be 5 by the time this next month comes about because fuel.
Oh, man.
The cost of gas.
You know, so
It's going to skyrocket.
I'm just saying that, I'm watching it myself for my own employees,
Right, right.
Okay, well, we've had a chance to peruse it, talk about it. What is the wishes of the board?
I
Sure.
move to approve the 2024 proposed budget in the amount of $6,599,854.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the NOTA 2024 budget as presented, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
So, if there are any questions on the motion, could we have a roll call then, please?
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Brakefield? Cyrowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Pearson?
yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Okay, we have a budget proposal anyways.
Can you ask,
There's no,
can you ask the county if, being that we have expanded our parking lot and we've done everything they've asked, they may
give us a number.
find a vehicle for us.
Oh, I could ask
Go
that.
over to,
That's a good idea.
That
They
is.
have auctions all the time at the
That's
county,
true.
and
That's
maybe
true.
we can get one of their vehicles that they're gonna auction off, and we can use that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, we're getting rid of
That's
all
Joe.
We trade that vehicle.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, all right. So, thank you for that. Next item, number 9, approval of financial activity. Any questions?
Then we got it.
It's actually this far column on the left. That's
Oh,
that's the actual January
see
through
the
July.
forest for the trees
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so,
there it is.
I move to approve the financial activity as presented.
Support.
Receiving by.
any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor filing the financial activity, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no.
And I forgot to put the bills in. Sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Do we have a
forgot.
number?
That's the one we
No,
don't.
That's what we don't
I
need.
forgot
We
the
don't need
bills.
it?
Can you give us a dollar amount?
Yep.
I don't have it. I don't think I printed it. So unless I feel like I did it, but I don't know.
We
I'm gonna have to
don't
put
own
it on for
anything
next
this
year.
month.
Okay.
Very
I'll put it
good.
on next month. I'm sorry. I must have forgot.
Okay, well,
Yeah, you got 6 million.
Table the bills
okay.
until the next meeting.
Sorry. All
They'll still
right.
get paid, so.
All in
Right.
favor of the motion to table, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, good
That's
idea,
good.
Ed. We have no old business, we have no new business unless
I
somebody,
just have one thing, the municipal credits,
Oh,
when I
yeah.
called you on that, everybody got that?
Yeah.
For all the townships, and it's coming from a different lady over in Macomb.
So I talked to her, so you just fill out the first couple pages, where
Okay.
you sign it to NOTA, and then I talked to her, and I fill out the rest of it when I give everybody, all the communities that sign it over to NOTA, we do one budget, one thing in total. So
Okay.
I filled that out for you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you just have to
Okay.
sign it,
Yeah.
so.
Anybody else?
Okay.
Everybody
I
got
haven't
it?
seen it.
It's a new lady. that's
She doesn't, yeah,
taking-
Bonnie, I think
stepping
it's
in
because
for-
Madonna's,
Oh,
they haven't
yeah,
replaced
yeah.
Madonna.
why
Yeah.
Macomb?
Because we don't have one here in
They,
Oakland.
Madonna left and they've
Might
never
you get a
replaced
call?
her yet.
Oh, really, is
Yeah.
All I need to do is sign yours then.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
So it's coming
Okay.
super.
I think she's working through it, and she
It
doesn't
goes
really,
just
she's
to the
never done it, so
supervisor.
it's,
It went-
I guess it's
I'll have
new
to
for
check
her.
with this.
Yeah,
I'll check.
if you've got a copy, might as well give it to Flood, give it to Burnett if you got.
I think you sign it and send it to Smart.
Yeah, but they don't know how much they're getting.
Oh, you want me to send this to Smart?
Well, I can send it to Smart for you.
I'll check
Last
tomorrow.
year,
Yeah.
I saw it and
It's easy
signed it
to
last
email.
year.
Yeah.
I have not seen it. as of
Oh,
later.
okay.
It came, yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the
I'll bet they got
email.
it.
That's why I called
Right,
right away,
right.
because I thought, is something
Well,
not
no,
right here? you
No,
know?
it's usually
got
you
three
approve
girls
it
in
and
my
then,
office, and one
it's
of them
usually,
got it.
Madonna used to just combine the budget for me and all that extra stuff.
Yes.
You guys never fill out the extra stuff, we just do that in total. Yeah,
Okay, we went sideways here.
yeah, sorry.
Is there any, so there is no official new business? Any public comments? Hearing none. receive and file the monthly rider and mileage reports.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor of receiving and filing, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Board member comments. We'll start with Carl.
Nope, no comment.
Are you hiring?
Yes.
No.
How many are you hiring for right now?
Well, how many do we hire this week?
I just hired 2 this week.
We hired 2. So are we right about where we need to be right now?
We are, as before any additional routes,
Okay.
yeah.
That was my question. So are you taking resumes?
Yeah,
We will, yeah.
applications?
Okay.
Sure.
Are you doing
Go
anything
ahead.
other than word of mouth?
No.
No?
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky as far as getting,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
we
you-
have.
Seems like a really good retiree job.
Yeah, it is.
Mr. Brakefield?
Budget was neat, easy to read.
Oh, good.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yep, very well presented.
For a CPA,
Margie?
Yeah,
That's
for
pretty
CPA, of course.
Mike, any thoughts?
I got 2 things. First, Tom Widener, I see, Tom and I grew up in the same neighborhood.
Oh,
So he's a great guy. He's the longest serving driver there,
oh,
15 years. Did we mention something about moving the meeting next month?
oh, good point.
Good point.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Oxford Township
Should have
or?
wrote that down.
are you available, or?
Yeah.
Sure, Township?
Okay.
What's the date?
21st, right there.
Yeah.
at the bottom.
September 21st.
We'll need a
I'm
motion.
going to do it right now.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes. I'd like to make a motion that we have the next month's meeting, which would be September the 21st at the Oxford Township offices.
Food and beverage to be supplied.
Food and beverages will be
Wait a minute, I'm
supplied.
out of town then. Can we move the food and beverage to the?
Are you gonna be out
Okay,
of
I'll
town
scrub food and
for that
beverage.
meeting?
Yeah, I won't be here next meeting.
Would you be out, is there a what am I trying to say?
Orion
Do you have a substitute or
You have an alternate too?
an alternate? That's it.
It's
Thank
usually,
you.
it's Chris, isn't it?
That's for the,
No,
I'm
no,
not
that's
so
Oregon.
sure.
Oh, for the village.
I don't know. Not sure if you do or
Yeah,
not.
if you could, Carl, just ask the president or the manager if there's somebody else that can sit in to represent
Who's the
you.
manager these days?
Just,
Yeah, we should have an alternate.
yeah, technically, yeah, and our bylaws provide for that, so that'd be perfect. Thank you so much. And he's welcome to come and be that person if he wants to, but he works, he's probably working right now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the chief of police
Yeah,
in Holly, so.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So we have a motion and a second
Oh, who was
to,
the second? I didn't,
oh, I didn't hear it.
I'll second.
okay, thank
Thank you,
you.
Mike. We have a motion and a second to move the regular board meeting to the board meeting location to the Oxford Township offices at 4:30 PM. And I would ask that you let your clerks know or we have to post a,
I can do
Lynn-
that.
maybe
I can
Lynn
send
would
that to
send
the
us
clerk.
out a notice
Sure.
of meeting change. And we'll get it posted in each
Does Lynn
community.
have to post this on, like, Oxford Leader or something? Or is
No,
it just in-
no.
Only if it's a public hearing or something like that.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Thanks, thank you,
I
everybody.
didn't want all the public to miss this one either, you know. We didn't have it.
Okay. Well, this is the best time of the day, right here.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
We didn't have any board
All in
comments.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Hey, Bruce, what's that thing you signed for the